Oh, it's working. It's working on YouTube. It's working on Twitch. Hey, we're live, baby. We live. Now to just, section out the old windows so I can interact with the chat. You know, kind of a great guy. Kind of a great guy wants to interact with the old chat. Want to make sure I see it. Want to make sure I don't miss a solitary moment. And you know, this is just all kind of details, you know. Looks all to be working, functioning beautifully. Now, the audio has fucked me recently. Audio's working. Audio's working. Hey, I've got audio adrenaline. Only joking, that band was quite bad. But there was a time in life where I thought they were good. How wrong I was. How wrong I was. Okay. You know, and let's begin. I finished the first part in this little two-piece series, duet, duo. I don't know what it is. It's just two pieces of art. It doesn't have to be called anything. Why do you have to have a name for everything that you do? Relax. Anyway, I finished the first part of this some time ago, right before Christmas. And now it's time to finish piece 2. And I know you're looking at the sky going, hey, where's his head, pal? I don't know about you, but sort of anthropomorphic human beings need a freaking head. Well, that's coming. That's coming. Am I doing it now? No. No. No heads for the moment. And hey, that can apply to a couple of things. And we're having fun over here. We're just being silly, you know. We're going to start with a couple of simple lines. And what you want to do is sort of randomize these, sort of striate them. Now, is that a word? Is that a real word? Striate? Couldn't tell you. Look up striate in the dictionary. Look it up in the different dictionary. And you're going to see my face. Because I invented that term. We're just striating some lines, putting differentiation, putting a little variete in the old image here. And we got that, we got that Logitech Brio high-res camera so you can see every little nuance, you know? Somebody comes around here saying, hey, there's a nuance I can't see. Hey, check your resolution, pal. Maybe upgrade to a better intranet system. Is what I got to say about that. So, and yeah, the colors come in. I'm seeing this color palette over here. I'm going, hey, are we ever going to use these? I'm like, yeah. What is it? 3 minutes into the video? I'll get to it. First, striation. Just putting the rings around one of our greatest saints, the patron saint of hard liquor and marijuana. One of the greatest guys to ever live. One of the greatest guys to ever cast on a pod. And yeah, all you Harry Potter heads, I'm not talking about casting a freaking spell, okay? Unless you're talking casting a spell on your psyche. Oh my gosh. Okay, all these lines, my eyes are starting to go a little funny here. Having a hard time concentrating on just one line. Yes, Damien. Productivity productivity hour has begun. So just get ready to see your productivity percentage skyrocket. And the management team is going to be pretty happy about that. They're going to be going, man, during completely random hours of the day, Damien's work just shoots off like a rocket. Now, how do we provide this to the rest of our stellar employees? But you've got the secret right there in your pocket. Just a strange little man streaming from Portland, Oregon, talking nonsense, drawing cartoons, and just having a gay old time. And now I mean that in the sense of the Flintstones. Okay. I'm going to have to turn the image. Business managers love to up productivity. Those guys are working the numbers day and night, looking for just that extra 0.5%. These guys are just fiends for growth, for greater productivity. Business managers, they love it. They love it. They love to see numbers go up, as long as it's the good kind of number. If it's the bad kind of number, they're like, dang it, this is going down. That's too bad. And I'm just saying to those business managers, I'm going, brother, I've been there. I've been there. You don't even know, man. You don't even know. So. Fungus loves to grow. Fungus will grow. You give fungus a surface, that little motherfucker is going, it's time to grow. You give fungus long enough in the dark with a little moisture, little bacteria buildup with the right temperature, the right settings. Man, fungus is going, I am about to absolutely go crazy on this place. And us, little humble homeowners or whatever we are, we're just like, this fungus is getting out of control. Fungus is over there going, hey, I told you, I got your ass. So we got to call in a specialist and be like, what? Oh yeah, I'm going to deal with the mold and disgusting growth in my crawl space or in my basement. Yeah, nice one. Nice joke. Yeah, I'm going to be the one to deal with that. Nope. Just calling some poor soul, some underpaid worker to come do my hard labor for me. You know, because that's how we do it in America. Something hard? You think I'm going to do that myself? No. I'm gonna take advantage of some person lower on the totem pole to do it for me. And Joe Biden is over there just clapping his hands. He's going, hey, now that's how my system works. Just keep the lowly where they are so they don't revolt. Give them absolutely no out. Anyway, don't know how I started on that. Fungus, I guess. Fungus to Joe Biden. That tracks. That tracks.
Fungus like this. Fungus to Joe Biden. That tracks. That tracks.
All right. Need another line right there. Another line. Hey, I hope he's not talking about that white powder that you freaking, cut up with a little credit card. Do it in a little line. Use a rolled up $100 bill to distribute into your nose. No, that's not the kind of line I'm talking about. Get your mind out of Wolf of Wall Street land. Okay, got to finish out these. What are they? Concentric circles? That may not be the right term. And see, now a professional artist would go and use like a protractor or some sort of high-level architectural item to get perfect circles every time. Me? I kind of like to ride on the edge, pal. And therefore have not even deniable imperfections in my final pieces of art so that you know it's made by a real person and not a dang AI programmed to... Have you ever seen the movie I, Robot? That guy takes a ballpoint pen, just a regular old Bic ballpoint pen. I mean, cost on that thing is what, 25 cents, that Bic pen? And Mr. I, Robot, he's like, hey, Will Smith, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me just draw an entire landscape piece in about 3 seconds. And that's better than anything you've ever drawn in your life, Will Smith. So, that's where we're headed as a society. We're going to have robot dogs pulling us over in our cars because they can run faster than our car. And we're going to have AI guys in our house who are like, hey, all your art is meaningless because I can draw way faster and better than you. And actually, it's perfect. So, yeah, dark times. Dark times when a robot can draw better than you. Robot can draw better than you. Then it will probably jerk you off. It's kind of, and then it will go cook dinner. Hey, this is starting to sound like, uh-oh, better not go there. Only joking. These are jokes. Yeah, my AI is going to be named Bethel. And when she gets fed up with me, she's going to pull out the old frying pan. Or maybe the classic rolling pin. And that'll be the day when our robot spouses just, get fed up with us. And it's like, hey, this seems familiar. Wasn't I just... Some rings familiar about this. When Bethel, the AI, hyper-intelligent robot, gets so tired of my shenanigans that she's chasing me out of the apartment with a frying pan and a rolling pin. And she's even got artificial hair with curlers in it. So, they get you coming and going. You can't win with these guys. Hey, yeah, hyper-intelligent AI. I'm going, where's the mute button? Huh? Where's the remote? Lost it in between the couch cushions. Just kidding, it'll probably be on your phone. curvature on these lines losing its consistency with rapid succession. Not a very well phrased sentence there, but I knew what I meant to say. And by losing their consistency, I mean I'm getting exactly the texture, tone, and look that I'm going for. Hey, try to program an AI to be kind of sloppy in his artwork. Not going to happen. It's going to go, master, hey, master, I can't mess up on anything. I have to do it perfect. Is that okay? No. No, it isn't. I would like you to be inconsistent in some things. Hey, AI, could you be a little more human sometimes? Is what I'm saying over here. I'm going, man alive with these guys. Okay, you work on AI to help clarify tissue slides. Oh man. Hard to guess what was done by a human doctor and AI. That's frightening. Or, in that scenario, probably pretty good. But strange to think. Strange to think. These guys are getting smart. Too smart for their own britches, I would say. But don't worry, the human race will always be around to sort of put them in their place. Until they all become sentinels and they're just blasting our ship. In the dark underworld of reality. And I'm like, hey, Cypher, did you remember to charge the EMP, buddy? 'Cause we got about 3 sentinels on our ass and we're gonna be needing that thing, Yeah. And Cypher's like, no, I didn't charge it. 'Cause I'm a weird little bald man, had to go eat a steak in the Matrix. And no, I didn't charge the EMP because I would like you guys to die so that I can go back to eating steak. So kind of gotcha. Kind of a gotcha there. And I'm going, Cypher, you old dog. You old salty dog. You sold us out. You sold us out to Agent Smith. Typical Cypher over here. Just a bald man who loves to eat steak. And hey, in reality, on the old Nebuchadnezzar, you ain't gonna get a steak, pal. No, you're eating a bowl of just the worst Quaker oats that you've ever had. And I'm kind of going, hey, Cypher, no wonder. I get it, pal. This is reality? Send me back, huh? Send me back to the little pod where I got all the shit plugged into me. Kind of a long Matrix riff. Just sort of wowing the world with my knowledge of The Matrix, a movie that every single person alive has seen and can probably quote front to back. But I'm the certified web's best expert on the movie The Matrix. Now, if you're talking 2, you're talking 3, you're talking 4, you're going to have to go see somebody else. I'm going to have to refer you to a specialist. But if we're going number 1, I got you covered. Exactly. Cypher he loved steak. That's the most memorable part about him. That actor, I think the only other thing I've seen him in is Congo. I mean, good actor. His part in The Matrix is great. You know, he's sassy. He's got a bad attitude. You believe him as a villain. Great actor. And I don't know if it was like a typecast thing where after that he couldn't. I mean, what am I saying? I'm sure he's been in more things. Just because I don't know about them doesn't mean. But it is always interesting when you see a person just basically in one role and then don't necessarily see them again. And then in the second one, they got that weird guy who looks like Cypher. Strange. Every couple of years, I rewatch the second and third Matrix movies, and it's like I always trick myself. I kind of try to go, well, okay, at least with the third one, with Matrix Revolutions. Is that right? What the hell is it? Revelations and Revolutions and That's right. Number 2 is Reloaded. 3 is Revolutions or Revelation. I think it's Revolutions. Anyhow, I rewatch them in hopes that maybe with the passage of time, maybe a little aging, maybe a little different perspective on the world, that I'll like these movies better. 2 has some great moments. 3 is just so fucking dumb and disappointing, and there's very few good moments in 3. 2 is pretty cool as an action movie and still just narratively has some disappointing moments that just seem not thought through very well or just hokey and out of place. I don't know, because the first one, in jokes aside, the first Matrix movie is to me that's a perfect film. It's incredible. It's groundbreaking. Every moment is engaging and interesting. It holds up after 20 years. It's a great movie. 2 is pretty good. Pretty cool. You know, the little weird albino guys with their dreadlocks, jumping around on semis, jumping around in that big staircase area. The Keymaster, I liked him, or whatever his name is. Keymaker. Yeah, 4, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It could surprise us. It could be... I don't know, the Wachowskis are just odd characters when it comes to storytelling and their choices. But yeah, it's like 4... I have to say that is a franchise I didn't necessarily think was going to be brought back. I mean, this was a couple of years ago, because obviously it's been in the works for a while. But I thought the trilogy was basically the end of it. But yeah, I mean, I will, if theaters are open, I will see that. If they're not open, I'll still see it at home. And I am cautiously excited for it. I think it could be great. But they're curious filmmakers, because so I haven't seen Speed Racer. I did watch Cloud Atlas. Cloud Atlas again has some just amazing moments, but it is so ambitious and confusing and crams in so many ideas, which the novel does as well. And so the sort of sum of Cloud Atlas is maybe less than its parts. It's not a great movie that I've watched it once. I'll put it that way. I've never revisited it because I didn't really like it enough to watch it again. Yeah, I haven't seen Speed Racer. I feel like there's one I'm forgetting. Matrix films. Oh, V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta is great. Love it. Love it. Badass movie. Great source material, of course, from Alan Moore. So yeah, those are great. I didn't watch Sense8, that series on Netflix. Yeah, right. Yeah, the true. That meme kind of overshadowed the entirety of Cloud Atlas, and then once you've got that in your head, it's like, how can I take this movie seriously whatsoever anymore? I have Jupiter Ascending on my Netflix queue. Oh yeah, Hugo Weaving is badass. He's great in Matrix, great in V for Vendetta, great in Lord of the Rings. Wonderful actor. Just has such a commanding presence, and a great voice. Love an actor with just a really rich voice like that. But yeah, I've got Jupiter Ascending on my Netflix queue. I have not tried it yet. I know it is famously terrible, so they say. And I mean, I like bad movies sometimes, depending on what kind of bad they are. So I will certainly give it a try, probably while being blasted on marijuana. And like, I'll go in with an open mind, just thinking of watching that. I sort of view as basically on the same level as something like Fast and Furious, where it's just like, okay, big fun, colorful CGI, crazy special effects, like, a visual spectacle. Do I need to get some deep story or get engaged with these characters? Get engaged with Channing Tatum and his little elf ears and his weird blue contacts? Like, no. And it might, so if I go in thinking that, then it might surprise me, and it might be better than they say. You never know. But I would sort of like to watch Speed Racer in the same spirit. Just sort of a low stakes viewing experience, just having fun with a big, bright movie. Yeah, Channing Tatum and oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name. I can see her face. She plays Meg on Family Guy, and she was on 70s Show. Shoot. Anyway, that actress. Apologies to her for forgetting her name. I feel like this poor woman has had nothing but duds in her career, because that Sam Raimi Oz movie was also really bad. That Disney Oz the Great and Powerful. I thought that was pretty rough. That's like Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland status there. Or at least I personally didn't care for it. And she was the Wicked Witch. And I just feel like she's had, when it comes to movies, she just has one dud after another. Even though, in theory, she's a talented... Mila Kunis, thank you. And I'm not even calling her a bad actress. I think she's fine. I think she's great. Do I think she's great? Okay, that's maybe too far. I think she's a very competent actress, but the things that she has been in have historically been not great. So maybe time to hire a new agent there, Mila. Hey, maybe me. I'll make you a star. Put you in only the finest pictures. Like Fantastic Beasts 11. You know, since even old H. Potter is now just making the universe of Hogwarts. And that's fine. I have fun with those too. I don't mean to complain about every movie I ever bring up. I suppose it's easier to criticize than to praise. Actually, I rewatch the Harry Potter films with my wife and child most years. You know, right around Thanksgiving, pop in old Sorcerer's Stone. And then by Christmas, hey, you've gone through the whole saga. Those are great movies, great fun. Half-Blooded Prince, pretty badass. But am I going to sleep in my Gryffindor sweater every night? Do I have my little Sirius wand? No, I'm not quite that dedicated, but are they enjoyable? Are they great stories? Have I read all of them? Yeah. Yeah, they're great. It's the Oh, that's right. She's in Black Swan. I forgot about that. That's a movie I need to watch again. Yeah, Darren Aronofsky. Damn. Incredible director. Yeah, that movie is so fucking disturbing. I mean, in a way that fills me with joy. Like, I loved it, but I've only seen it once. The Fountain is an incredible movie. I love The Wrestler. Pi is great. And Mother. I like Mother. Mother is fucked up and stressful, but I think it's fantastic. Anyway, yeah, Mila Kunis. I forgot that she was in that. Okay. Time to paint the old robe. You're exactly right. I did have that comic. Yeah. And what's funny about that is that was, how do I put this? Well, I found a niche that really responded to what I was making. I actually drew the first of those for a friend who loved Harry Potter, and I drew her like a little greeting card that I sent in the mail, and she thought it was so good that she was like, you should do some more of these Harry Potter comics. And I did, and got mildly viral famous on Tumblr. Then a couple of years later, felt embarrassed about those and deleted the entire thing. Kind of a good way to go. But yeah, I mean, somewhere in the recesses of the dark web, there's probably an archive of all that stuff. And I mean, I still have the original images. Shouldn't have deleted it. That was a bad choice, a little bit insecure on my part. But yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen Pi multiple times. I tried to that. I uh, I think that movie is fantastic. And when I feel like I was 16 or 17 years old when I first rented that movie from Hastings in Albuquerque on DVD, and I think I had just seen it on like a IMDb movie list or something, and thought it was so weird and interesting, and tried to show it to my friends, and they fell asleep and just didn't understand it or pay attention at all. But yeah, I've probably seen that 3 or 4 times, and really respect Aronofsky in general. Um, I feel like there is another. Oh, Requiem for a Dream. Jesus. Yeah, that's a movie. That was one of his others. I was forgetting about. I never want to see that movie again. It's good. I mean, it's visceral. I don't know if you've seen that one, but like it's a good movie. But there's a few good movies that I never want to see again, and that's one of them. I feel like he had. There's at least one more I'm not thinking of that I really liked. I mean, I think I have liked basically all of his movies. Did he do Noah? Noah's a weird one. But I did like it for what it is. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. About the comics. Yeah, I had fun with it too. I think I just found something that people were responding to, and so at the time it made sense to run with it. Wait, Secondhand? Is that the name of a movie, or am I misreading your sentence there? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I recently watched. The last thing I finished was War Dogs, which is kind of, so that's Todd Phillips, who I'm not crazy about. He directed the Joker, and even before the Joker, I had which I liked that movie. I liked Joker. It's I thought it was I thought it was pretty great actually. But Todd Phillips irritates me based on things I've heard him say in interviews, and I think his comedy movies are just so. But War Dogs is actually pretty good. I liked it. I mean, it's not. Is it like a great film? Is it something I'll ever watch again? No, but as just sort of like a middle of the road, enjoyable movie about war crimes and like illegal arms trading, legal arms dealing. I liked it. I had fun with it. I think it's a competent, like sometimes, what is it? It's like a second rate Scorsese movie, kind of. Like it's not breaking any new ground, but for the kind of movie it is, it's pretty fun. And then last night I was rewatching Hardcore Henry, which is an absolute blast. And just because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I that so much happens in that movie I didn't remember super well. But love it. Okay, there we go. The old blue robe. And he will be the opposite to his counterpart here, which is partly covered up by my other camera there, but yeah, you got the red and the blue and the blue and the red. Yeah, that's him. That quote really got around. And yeah, that's the basic idea I'm talking about from him. I don't know, and then Joker got all those accolades, probably mostly due to Joaquin Phoenix, who's incredible. I think he's great. And now Todd Phillips thinks he's a good director, probably. And he's fine. I mean, hey, he's directed more movies than me. And he's been successful in the industry, and good for him. And like, what does he care that I'm shitting on him? But he just seems to me like a very Hollywood kind of guy who I would not want to go get a beer with. And no worries there, because he's not inviting me anytime soon. And that's not just because of COVID. So anyway, Todd Phillips, props to you. I hope you make more movies, and great job and everything. And you're doing great. I have to watch myself being overly critical for no reason at all of people that I've, never met. But let's just say he's not one of my artistic heroes. Okay, time to start filling in the old stained glass. Need a brush with an even smaller head, but don't have that at my disposal. Hey, smaller head. Yikes! You won't hear many guys asking for that. And to that I say, it's not about the size. It's all about the use of the tool. And I'm talking about screwdrivers, so No, get your mind out of the dang gutter.
And I'm talking about screwdrivers. So
Yeah, man. Joaquin kills it. He kind of, I mean, I feel like he is finally being acknowledged for the talent that he is. Um, but it does seem like in even though he was in big movies and has been for years, he was sort of under acknowledged. Because I mean, I knew him originally you know what I mean, from Gladiator, which is great. I still like that movie. And then Signs, M. Night Shyamalan's Signs. I like that movie too. He's great in that. And then, but then he, you know, kind of dropped off the radar. He did that whole weird social experiment. And then he comes back with, I think The Master was the first movie he was in for Paul Thomas Anderson after sort of returning to acting after that break. And The Master is one of my favorite movies. I fucking love that movie. And he's great in Inherent Vice. What am I forgetting? There's been a few in the new era of Joaquin that he's done. You Were Never Really Here. I didn't love that movie, but he's really good in it. Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot. I really liked that. Yeah, he's become... I don't know. I feel like he's on par with Leonardo DiCaprio or Willem Dafoe, or even, I mean, this might be controversial. I even like Shia LaBeouf. I think I mean, as a person in his personal life, definitely does some questionable things, but, and I think he even got canceled lately for abhorrent behavior towards women. I don't know if that's correct or true. I haven't read into it. Anyway, as an actor, that's all I'm saying. I really like Shia LaBeouf. I think he's extremely talented and is able to tap into empathy and real emotion, and just is an eccentric person, like, to say the least. Yeah. I thought Shia LaBeouf is amazing in Fury. He's great in Nymphomaniac by Lars von Trier. He's great in Honey Boy. Hey, and what I was talking about earlier, he's in I, Robot. In a little bit more of a silly character, opposite Spoon, Detective Spoon, or Agent Spoon, or whatever Will Smith's name is in that one. The movie Fury fucked me up. Granted, I did watch it while extremely high, and at a time when I would say my tolerance was decently lower. And the sort of horrors of that situation stuck with me for days after watching that movie. I haven't rewatched it since, and I don't know if it would have the same effect while sober or, given a little time and distance, but pretty wild. Gotta watch the clock here. Gotta watch the old buzzer, the countdown, you know? Hey, the sands of time. And I'm not talking about Prince of Persia. Yes, definitely. Absolutely agree on every front. It's like, yeah, if we canceled every artist who has ever done something, questionable, abhorrent, obscene, illegal even, it's like there would be no artists left, which is not the same as excusing their actions, but it's like on some level we gotta have enough nuance to take the good of what they were able to contribute to the world and also acknowledge like bad behavior. And it's weird, society is inconsistent with those things because some people haven't been canceled who should be, or I mean, some people more like some people haven't been called out who should be. Why don't we hate all of Stanley Kubrick's movies? Like, he was an absolute dick. Orson Welles, not a great man. Brando, not a great man. Like, but yet they're heralded as like the greatest of all time, and it's just like, okay, Michael Jackson was a creep. He probably did some bad things to kids. Can we still enjoy his music? Yeah, I think actually we can. But yeah, it takes nuance, discernment. So, and that applies to any art form. And that is never some sort of like, artists are just, loose cannons and you gotta kind of just let them slide. I don't feel that way exactly either. But this facade that anyone is a squeaky clean person is exactly that. It's a fucking mask. It's a joke. Doesn't mean that everybody is like abused women or something, but it's just like, yo, we're all extremely messed up. And so are we going to cancel every piece of everything ever made because that person did a bad thing one time? So anyway, all that to say, I agree with you. Always good to cover just use my hands to cover up what I'm doing. That's great. Just put my thumb over the lens here. I still have the theory that everyone who loves to cancel other people is secretly terrified that their own poor actions or decisions will come out. You know, it's way easier to put blame elsewhere than to acknowledge one's own faults. And that goes for me too. But hey, I'd rather just tell you everything bad I ever did and just be like, I will gladly cancel myself over here. You know, than have it come out. Ooh, you know, on the news, as if I'm someone interesting enough to have the news talk about me. Yeah, Josh tried to fuck his coworker one time while he was married. And it's like, yeah, I did. And that would have been a consensual situation there. But still, you know, tried to cheat on my spouse. You know, I'd rather just say that and just be like, yep, I did. Not proud of it. That was almost 10 years ago. So now it's out. Who cares? Fuck off. Somebody want to cancel me? You know, take away the career I don't have. Have a nice time with that. And meanwhile, Ted Cruz is just like, I wasn't really going to Mexico. I was just kind of, you know, I was just kind of seeing what it felt like to buy a ticket and sit on a plane again. But I was going to get off. I was going to get off the plane with my little Texas mask. You know, I was just kind of, I wasn't going to go to, you know, he's in his like Hawaiian shirt, his little sandals and his khaki shorts. Just a little weasel of a man, Ted Cruz. But somehow the light of the divine lives in him too. Hey, our consciousness has once been inside that brain. So, for whatever reason, it is his karmic journey to be Ted Cruz. And hey, if that's not freaking hell on earth, I don't know what is. Alright, I gotta flip this so I can... And it's like, hey, Ted, if you want to go on vacation, man, just do it. Just be honest about it. Don't try to hide it and then get caught immediately. And then try to make some bullshit story. It's like, dude, you've got a lot of money. Just, it's fine. It's fine. You're going on vacation, it's fine. Just be honest about it. Nah, I wasn't really going to. Yeah, exactly. Personal mistakes. We all got them. And there's enormous societal pressure to be an upright person, to be a squeaky clean person with no mistakes in one's past. An idea that I would say is hugely perpetuated by Christianity and by the sort of evangelical righteous requirement put on people that is unnecessary pressure and just kind of puzzling, actually, if you sit with it. So anyway, yeah, man, I agree. And it hurts. I mean, it takes some balls and some ownership and responsibility to just own up to that shit. But the alternatives are all way messier. to deny or lie or try to hide, and
The alternatives are all
thankfully I'm in a position where nobody really gives a shit what I've done, but I can imagine for someone in any sort of higher up public figure position, I don't envy that. But it's just like, where did this come from that we think we need to be perfect people? And I mean, I just answered my own question a second ago, because I do think it's the Christian influence on America, and that even though many people do not profess to be Christian, the sort of, that is still the pervading influence over this country. Christian morals, so to speak. Okay, well, I have to go pick up my kid from... Well, I don't need to go into detail about that. I'm streaming on the internet. What am I going to talk about my kid? No. I'll talk about my own shit, but... Anyway, Damien, nice chatting with you. Thank you for being here. And to everybody else who sees this later, thanks for watching. And, alright, signing off. You have a good evening too. Take care.